Hello guys, AntiLiberal1984 here. Yes, I have changed a lot about my channel, as you may notice. I'd like to address this very briefly. As you guys know, I've been using screenshots of JoJo character whores as my persona. This is a staple of my channel, and has been for a while, but I felt as though I could do with better quality than that. I've ditched the old images for a drawn avatar, plus I've started using a new TTS program, and taking a few online video editing courses in between my day trading. I feel like you guys deserved better when it came to visuals. Now, this doesn't mean I have changed as a person at all. In fact, today's subject will be very familiar to those that have followed me since day one. Yes, you've read the title correctly. Part 9 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a what else can ape. If you're not caught up with this new JoJo part, you may be very confused, and rightfully so. Allow me to explain myself. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, JoJoLands, came out in February of 2023, the current year of recording. The part stars JoJo's, a young delinquent that sells drugs and assaults police officers deliberately, without ever thinking about the alternative of being civilized and speaking things through. Now, of course, as a JoJo fan I won't deny that this is not something unique to JoJo. Hell, Joseph's first appearance shows him assaulting cops too. This would not be too work in my book. I'd not even mind. That is, of course, if it wasn't for the big elephant in the room. JoJo's brother. Yes, you've heard right. That is, JoJo's brother. JoJo is very obviously a transvestite, there are no other ways to put it. Do you guys remember that I'd called JoJo a transgender, or at the very least heavily targeted towards these people? If only I knew. My worry over this character is only heightened by the fact that Dragono works in a fashion boutique, a place where women often find themselves in. I cannot be the only one feeling like this is predatory in some way. I'm not about to be accused of being a transphobic person, but obviously as we all know these people tend to invade women's spaces. I mean, just look at the statistics. It's obviously the transgenders that sexually assault and molest people and not the other way around. Now, this could be enough on its own. But the first chapter starts out not only further soiling the face of our brave officers, as this part is set in the land of the free, and showing the reader that assault of an officer is something quote-unquote cool to do, but it also shows us that the protagonists of this part are delinquents, and not any type of delinquent. While you could argue that in Golden Wind they had an anti-drug message, even if the part was covered in leftist propaganda, in the new part of JoJoLands this is not the case, as JoJo, his brother, and other characters sell drugs, and it seems that the whole plot of the part will revolve around stealing. But wait, there's more. The officers are not only seen once, but twice, once in the first chapter and another in the second. Both times they are threatening sexual assault, second time around they are threatening this towards a child. And I cannot believe Araki would be so insensitive to do this in a day and age when our officers are suffering fentanyl attacks. Another very insensitive thing that I've noticed is that they seem to mock victims of anti-white racism, as one of the white officers asks if Dragono, who is dark-skinned, is discriminating the officer for his skin color. Of course, not only is this insensitive, but in the same interaction we see Dragono say that he is worried about COVID. You guys probably know how I feel about the fear-mongering of this virus. I am proudly non-vaccinated, and this addition make me feel very much like Araki is telling us that the virus is a thing that we need to be worried about still to this day and age. But let's get to the other characters, shall we? First up is Parkour, whose ability seems to quite literally just be stealing. This man steals from clients at the fashion boutique with no shame, which even lets Dragono to get angered at him. We don't know a lot about this man, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. However, it should be mentioned he seems to be half naked and dressed like a suits of homosexual men do. But that may not be fair on my part, as many characters dress in a less than straight manner in JoJo's. Other character that we can mention is Usagi, who is a drug addict that acts jolly all the time, possibly because he is intoxicated. He seems to be obnoxious and someone that the gang formed up of these delinquents don't like. I'd like to mention his ability is to quite literally make wishes come true, which reminds me of submissive men, who only live to serve other people, either in the hopes of getting some sort of sexual reward in exchange, or the submissiveness of the act of serving others already being sexual in nature. It also reminds me of how people live under communism, serving other people and not being able to fulfill their own wishes. A character that I personally feel is dangerous is Mei Shi, who is Chinese. I am not xenophobic, I don't have anything against Chinese. But portraying Chinese people without showing the horrors of the communist regime, more now than we are seeing Chinese spy balloons, seems quite weird. I will not be accusing Araki of anything, but one of his editors may be a Chinese spy. And that is all I will say on that topic. Now there is quite a lot more to be discussed here, and in such a short amount of chapters. However, I feel as though that should be repeating myself over and over. I think you guys get the point, it being that this part is off to a bad start. But as a JoJo fan for the past 12 years, I have hope that Araki will be pulling this one off the ground, and not succumb to the cries of the left, nor the right. As a centrist I quite believe both are equally looking at things wrong in some ways. This is a short video, but I just wanted to inform you guys of my opinions in this new part. I have been AntiLiberal1984, and I'm out of here.